Okay, now for the big boy topic that we've been wanting to get into. It is how we got into mixed martial arts and jiu-jitsu. Juliana.
Me first.
It would be an honor. Let's hear it, buddy.
Okay, so pretty much I would say I got into it from you, obviously, but also my cousin Lou. Shout out Lou, because he doesn't have Instagram anymore, but he has YouTube, so he's gonna fucking watch
his
this.
YouTube? Yeah. Oh yeah, YouTube music.
Yeah,
they share the same YouTube music.
He added me to his family, so I could, because I was liking things on his YouTube music that he didn't even want on his playlist and shit. So he gave me my own account. Anyway, so he goes to TriStar, which is a gym that GSP, the fucking GOAT, who we talked about last podcast as well, goes to, and he does no gi rolling jiu-jitsu there, and he used to do gi at Gracie Baja, so that's another really reputable jiu-jitsu academy, and they're all over the States. They train like Caitlin Chikugan, like we were talking about earlier, she trains in New York at Renzo Gracie, so they're a huge family, they whatever, and Lou got into it first as well. And I went to some classes of his, I watched it. I went to TriStar and I did a bodybuilding workout and I didn't roll.
A bodybuilding workout at TriStar? At
TriStar gym, because I was like, oh, I just need a place to lift, where can I lift? He's like, oh, just come to my gym, and I was like, okay, cool. Got in for free, and I lifted with Rachel, and like fucking, they have a cage there. It was crazy. Anyways, I was like, oh, that's fucking dope. And then I really got into it. I remember like around McGregor, Khabib, a little bit before that, I would say. So what was that, 2019 or 2018?
So we're in third year.
2018. That was. So yeah, around 2018, and I was like watching all the fights, like the main fights, and then Khabib and Conor came around, and that was like something that I just
biggest fight in UFC history.
Yeah, it was like a fucking movie, man. Like I love Khabib's sayings. Yeah, he'd always be like, I'm gonna smash your boy.
I'm gonna smash your boy, guys. I'm gonna smash your boy.
I come here for smash this guy. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. He's like, we reference that all the time.
All the time. Like I think that's one of the best lines. I come here for smash this guy. Yeah. Like that's it, you know? Like, and I'm like, fuck,
I'm gonna smash his face.
Yeah,
let's talk now, and even in the fight.
Khabib is so fucking real, guys. Tony was talking shit about how he's a street thug and whatever, and that shit like never happened. The fight never happened. But Khabib, I watched Khabib, I'm like, fuck, this guy's real, man. Like he grew up in the streets, and I had just I went to Italy last summer, and I'm from the mountains like of Sicily, like where I drove to where my family lives is like there's fucking nothing there, and I'm picturing Dagestan kind of the same way, like run down, very small towns, and that's whatever they have there to do is what they do, and that's it. And that for Khabib, it's fighting and it's wrestling, and he's in the mountains just focusing on this, like, and I'm like, fucking, he's fighting bears. We'll put a picture or a video of Khabib fighting fucking bears. So he fights bears. I'm like, this guy's fucked up. Fucking smashes McGregor after all I'm hearing about is how sick McGregor is. This guy loves him, posters in his room, and we were at university and shit, and I was like, oh, McGregor's like sick, and I thought he was like untouchable, and then Khabib smashed him. And then I really got into UFC after that when Khabib fought Poirier, and then I was hooked. So that's probably when I was like hooked on MMA, and then
just a snowball effect once you get hooked.
Yeah, and then it was like I fucked with Khabib's grappling, and I was like, well, my cousin grapples, my best friend grapples, Michael was really getting into it, and I'll tell the quick story about how I saw Michael change, because I've known Michael since like fucking grade 9, so it's been time. When we were in grade 9, 2012.
I'm gonna look for the tweet. I'm gonna look for the tweet that started it all.
Yeah,
I'll put it right there.
That's crazy. But this guy, we started working out together, and
I basically put up a tweet, and he responded saying to work out with him, and then that's how we became friends with him.
Yeah, and then like to see Michael's confidence, like I saw Michael's confidence grow throughout high school, but a real big switch was like when we went to university and we lived all with the boys, and we would like, I don't know, like tickle Michael, fuck with him, like, jump on his bed.
I'm used to living with all women basically, so I'm more on the reserve side.
Yeah, Michael would just be in his room chilling, you know.
Chill. I would hang out with the guys.
Jagger, we'd come like fucking pest him, like piss him off and shit, and then we would all like, I don't know, like like tickle him, like poke fun at him and shit, and just fucking whatever, like pretend to punch him, and then
that's why I went home every weekend.
Yeah, and then this guy goes to the UFC gym for like a month or two in the summer, and comes back, and I don't know what he was doing. He was just like fucking up the boys every time they went near him, and it just like instantly changed, and it was like.
That's 2 months.
Yeah, then nobody went near Michael. It was like you didn't want to touch him. Like you were just like, if I touch this guy, my arm's getting broken or we're getting choked or something, you know? Because we knew that he did jiu-jitsu, and because we watched UFC, like we understood the level of mixed martial arts. Like they say in jiu-jitsu that when you do one class, then you can take out and submit or beat the shit out of 90% of the population.
You have a crazy advantage over.
Yeah, you have like a crazy advantage over just an average person. Like, especially this is what Joe Rogan says too, and I love this. He's like, if you get in a street fight and you know jiu-jitsu and you do no-gi and whatever, like you're fucking blessed. Like you can submit someone. If the guy has a hoodie on, fucking forget it. The guy's getting killed because the hoodie kind of like represents the gi.
Yeah, you can do cross strokes and shit. Oh my god.
But he's done. You know what I mean?
My favorite thing with that was one of his guests. He had a comedian on. And he was like saying he wants to, you know, get into shape and like self-defense. And he asked Joe, he's like, oh, so what's the practical use of jiu-jitsu? Clip right there.
What's the practical use of jiu-jitsu? Well, if you and I were in a fight, that would kill you.
Yeah, that's.
And he said, Joe Rogan said, he's like, well, if we ever got into a fight, I would kill you. That's the practical use.
Literally.
And that's fucking the truth.
So
that is the truth.
And that because my cousin was saying there's an aura, right? When you know this art, like this like, you know what I mean? Like it's like this Brazilian thing. Like even all the other martial arts are like from Asia, like in all different Asian countries, like Thailand, Muay Thai, and all that stuff. It's like a spiritual thing, and I could see that, and I'll be honest, I didn't have a connection to my spiritual self at all. Like I was struggling to connect my mind, body, and soul. I was like more mind and body, like very mind strong and body strong, but not spiritually strong. And we're not going to talk about religion, especially with me. So it for me, the martial arts spirituality really gave me like a different perspective on life.
There's a lot of life lessons. A
lot of life lessons. Yes. And like for me, I knew that I could learn those things, and I wanted to go from, and it was around when I started my job as well, where I went to a harder industry. I did the transition from your typical meathead store, supplement store, to like a naturopathic, doctor recommended supplement dispensary, where you were giving completely different advice, completely different knowledge, and I was a student again. Because with working out, like I had studied so much, I knew so much, but I thought, like, not that I thought, but it gets to a point where like you need to somehow continuously learn. And I was like, not that I was feeling like I was learning everything about exercise, but like I felt like I needed to open up another avenue for that, and martial arts and boxing and Muay Thai and my kicks and improving my flexibility, and for BJJ, like, you know, balancing out my body instead of having a bodybuilder tight, you know, body. Like I tried to become an athlete. I started skipping, and it made the gym fun for me again. I was hitting the bags at World Gym. Like nobody hits the bags at World Gym. It's a big thing.
It's like lift, you can only do so many supersets. And
yeah, like I fucking bodybuilded for like 6 years to 8 years, guys. Like non-stop fucking training. I would say I trained over 300 plus days a year for like the past 6 to 7 years. No joke. So for me, like my joints, all this stuff, like obviously in jiu-jitsu your joints are at risk and stuff, but for me it was like a new passion, like a new avenue to open up. And it was cool because, you know, Michael never like lifted serious. Like when we met, he didn't just have a gym membership.
Really. That's all it really was.
Yeah, well, no, you didn't. Like I was like one of the first grade 9s with a gym membership. So yeah. You were like, what gym should I join? And I was like, yo, reach here. Yeah. Like my dad taught me a bunch of shit. Like I'm like, I know I can help this guy because he wants to have hard workouts. Because he said, because he wasn't playing hockey, he wanted to work out and like still be in shape. And I was like, okay, dude, like we can definitely do that together. Mm-hmm. And yeah, then he kind of inspired me to open up that avenue of my life where it was like bodybuilding only, supersets, this, that, whatever, to like now at my gym, we're doing mitt work, we're doing striking, we're grappling, all these kinds of things that we're doing drills from combat that I would have never pictured myself doing like a year ago. I would never thought that if you told my cousin that I would be doing BJJ, he would think because you guys, like, I go to bodybuilding shows as a 21, 22-year-old coach. Backstage, I'm coaching people. I've invested and I've integrated myself into the bodybuilding and fitness community to the point where, you know, the judges know me, like the staff of all the, like, the photographers know me, of the CPA. And I was like going down this one avenue, like trying to like do that and become a coach and blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden it was like, boom. No more like barbell bench, like all this stuff. I've been doing cleans, we've been doing snatches, like different explosive exercises and stuff. So it changed my true passion, even though it's still a passion on the side. Like when I knew Michael was getting into it, like this was like his new thing, you know what I mean? For me, my thing is still training, but I fucking love BJJ. And the fact that it's gone now, you guys have no idea. Me and Michael are fucking struggling hard. The fucking hardest time I think ever, because I was like, we were on this chase, right? We're both one stripe white belts, and we're like waiting for those stripes, and we had these plans of like becoming blue belts and being consistent. Like
Just
this guy was
came off
going
our first tournament.
Yeah, just came off our first tournament. We both medaled. This guy came second. I came third in our division. Like a couple dubs each. We both submitted a guy. Like it was like, what a high we were on. And then fucking COVID-19. Like it's crazy. So I definitely have to thank this guy here for getting me into it, and my cousin Lou. Shout out Lou again. But yeah, I started with the UFC, got into mixed martial arts, and now I'm a proud member of Combat Academy and the King Kong Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu coaching staff.